Hey, good morning, and welcome to the UroPatient podcast. I'm your host, Vic Senese, coming to you every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. If you're watching us live, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and we added Kick, so you can even catch us there. So everywhere we're able to find our spot in social media, we're going to be there for you. Now, if you're visiting us for the first time, be sure to check out our website at UroPatient.com. Best place to learn more about the show. Also, best place to go and watch all the old episodes. We got a whole bunch of them there. And it's the best place to go and get our handouts, free handouts. What could be better than free? Going to see your doctor, download a handout, bring it along on your meeting. You'll be thanking me for it later. So we got a great episode for you today. So today we're going to talk about something a lot of people are too embarrassed to bring up. Odor from your catheter bag. It's common, it's manageable, and you're definitely not alone. So odor can come from bacteria, especially if the bag isn't emptied regularly. There's going to be some bacteria. Once you have a catheter, it's never going to stay sterile. It's going to get bacteria in it. Some of the bacteria are worse than others as far as how much odor they make. So it's always good to keep this in mind. Not drinking enough water concentrates the urine. So again, you're going to have more of these things making it not smell so good, concentrated. Certain foods like asparagus, certain medications can change the smell of your urine. Sometimes you can't do anything about that. Of course, hygiene is key. Good hygiene is going to always help. Now, cleanliness is everything. So think of your catheter set up like dental care. It needs daily attention. Soap and water are powerful allies. A lot of people don't take showers because they're wearing a catheter bag. And in my earlier episodes, I talked about how you can take your bag off if you need to shower. One of the things I'll demonstrate a little bit later is how you disconnect the catheter from the bag. You can just let the thing hang in the shower. But good shower is always a good idea. Now, don't wait for the bag to fill all the way up to the top. I know it's a pain to run in there, but you don't want to wait till the very end. It's also a risk. Sometimes the bags have split. I've seen it happen. The longer urine sits, the more bacteria has time to grow and smell. So that's the key of why you're emptying it. Urine bags should typically be emptied when they are about 2/3 full, or at least every 6 to 8 hours, whichever comes first. Waiting too long can cause backflow of urine, which can increase the risk of infection and leakage. For individuals with higher urine output or during hot weather when more fluids are consumed, more frequent emptying may be necessary. Regular emptying also helps prevent the bag from becoming too heavy and pulling down on that catheter, which can then cause discomfort and even make it fall out sometimes, dislodgement. Now, water really is the best medicine. More water means less concentrated urine. Less concentrated urine means less smell. So staying well hydrated is especially important for individuals with a urinary catheter. Helps to flush the bladder, reduce the risk of infection, prevent blockages in the catheter. So drink plenty of water. Doesn't have to typically just be plain old water too, but fluids most importantly. Typically 6 to 8 glasses per day unless otherwise directed by your healthcare provider. So if you've got a problem where you can't drink a lot of fluids, that's different. But that can dilute your urine, making it less irritating to the bladder, minimize the buildup of sediment and crystals that can sometimes clog a catheter. So proper hydration also supports kidney function. It helps maintain overall urinary tract health, reducing the likelihood of complications such as urinary tract infections and that sticky urine. Now, some foods, as I mentioned, naturally create strong-smelling urine. Everyone's different. Certain foods can significantly affect the smell of urine due to the way they are broken down in the body and excreted. Now, many of us know about the old asparagus trick, right? Asparagus is one of those well-known culprits that causes strong, sulfur-like odor in urine after consumption. Other foods like, for some people, coffee, onions, garlic, Brussels sprouts, certain spices can also contribute to noticeable changes in the urine smell. Now, these odors result from compounds that aren't fully metabolized and are excreted through the urine, where they mix with naturally occurring chemicals and create distinctive scents. Now, whether it's often harmless, changes in the urine odor after eating specific foods can be surprising, and they vary again from person to person. Now, here's an interesting fact about asparagus a lot of you don't know. Not everyone can smell asparagus in the urine. And you say, well, why is that? Well, mostly they thought it was that certain enzymes genetically, variant. If you don't have if you have this variant in your enzymes, you can't make the chemical to break down asparagus in the urine. That's wrong. Actually, what it is the enzyme is responsible for your sense of smell, and you don't smell it. So you may be still having stinky urine that you can't smell if you're eating asparagus. Now, don't stop eating asparagus just for that reason. Now, using a catheter or the bag too long increases the risk of infection or odor. They don't last forever. Follow your healthcare provider's advice for replacing them. Generally, at least once every 4 to 6 weeks, if they last that long, sooner if it becomes damaged, dirty, or shows signs of odor or buildup. Now, there are helpful products out there that can control odor. Odor control products for catheter bags are specially designed to neutralize or minimize unpleasant smells that can result from long-term urinary drainage. These products come in various forms, including deodorizing drops, tablets, sprays, pouches, and even often contain ingredients like activated charcoal, enzymes, or essential oils to break down odor-causing compounds. Now, this is like your spray stuff you spray in the air. Most of the products that you can buy, just in your routine grocery store aren't going to do the job. Some products are applied directly to the drainage bag or the tubing, while others are applied externally to the surrounding areas. Regular use of these products, along with proper hygiene, timely bag changes, can significantly improve comfort and reduce embarrassment for our catheter users. Now, this is not how you want to prevent odor. And trust me, I've seen this. Some men take a bath in Old Spice. They'll do things to try to cover their urine. Women that have, smelly urine will use a lot of cologne, and men, it tends to be Old Spice. I don't know why. So I always could tell somebody who's got a catheter issue, I may smell Old Spice before I smell the urine. Just a trick. But I'm not recommending Old Spice because you have to take a ton of it to cover up the odor. Now, these products are ones that really work. I'm going to name 2 different products you can try. You can get these over the counter. They're available online. You can go to Amazon. But something called Hollister M9 Odor Eliminator Spray. That's the product over on my side here. They can be used to freshen the inside of the bag if you use the products over here, like the drops. You can put a few drops in the bag. I'm going to show you how that's done in a moment. They come in different unscented or sometimes like green apple scent. But the sprays eliminate the odor in the air. So you've got kind of a stinky room, the spray is a great thing to use. If you want to try to treat the urine so it doesn't stink, then you go with the drops over here to help prevent that. The drops come in a 1 ounce vial. You just put about 4 to 12 drops in your bag after emptying it during each change, and it'll smell. It won't smell. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. You don't want it to smell. Now, here's another product. So, working in urology, sometimes we get patients who come in with those stinky catheter bags. And I can tell you, sometimes after they leave, you can still smell that smell in the room. So my go-to is this thing right here. MedAir Biological Odor Eliminator. It's put out by a company called Bard, B-A-R-D. And it comes in a bottle spray. I actually have some in my own house. Sometimes, you just get some kind of bad odor. This stuff takes odors that are really, really bad out of the air like that. I mean, it's amazing how well they work. So if you've got a situation where, the room's kind of smelling, they come in different unscented smells. I kind of like, there's a lemon one. There's another one. I can't remember what the flavor it was, but I don't really like it. But the lemon and the unscented are really good. These things are crazy good. You just spray them and they last. Like I said, the deodorizers that you buy, in the grocery store, they're going to take the odor out, and within about 5 minutes, you're going to smell it again. These actually get rid of the odor. So there's a good tip for you. Again, available online. You can go to your local Amazon. None of these are super cheap, but well worth the price. Now, here's a tip. I'm going to tell you, it's a little controversial, but using mouthwash to deodorize a catheter bag is a common home remedy that can help mask unpleasant odors due to its antiseptic and minty properties. While it may offer temporary relief and is inexpensive, it's not medically recommended, and possibly, we don't test these, they're not tested for this, so it could damage the catheter materials or cause irritation if it backflows. But I can tell you there's patients out there, if they need an economical treatment option, this might work. So if it's used, use a small amount, like 1 or 2 tablespoons of a non-alcohol based mouthwash, add it to the empty bag, and I'll show you again how to do that in a moment. But they should never be used to irrigate the catheter. I mean, you don't squirt this stuff into your bladder. It goes into the bag. But again, for safer long-term odor control, the Hollister M9, the Bard Medi Air are much better alternatives. If you're on a budget and you can't afford them, I've had patients use mouthwash. Again, I have to stress that there's no evidence out there to prove the safety of it. I can tell you that anecdotally, I've had patients using it and telling me it works great. Now, let's get on to our show and tell here. So let's get a catheter bag. And so this is what your system looks like. You've got your catheter bag and your tubing coming out of the urethra. So you can disconnect these right here. They're just a kind of a pull on, pull off. I usually say it's a little twisting action. So it's like that to disconnect them. Now I was talking about that shower thing. So if you're taking a shower, just let that hang in the shower. Put your bag outside, empty it, treat it. We're going to talk about the treatment. But you can take a shower as long as you're not taking a bath. It's okay to have an open catheter. So there you go. Now, as far as the bag goes, so I told you with that little dropper thing, you can go ahead and place drops right inside there so they get into the bag. One of the tricks that some patients have told me, they get a little plunger thing or ask the doc for a syringe that they use. You can squirt it in with that. I've had patients tell me it really works really good is to use the mouthwash to like clean the bag. So they put a little water mouthwash together, put it in here, kind of around. Then they go ahead and they dump it out, and then they use it that way. So they got a little residual in there to help kill off bacteria. It works great. So anyway, helpful tip here on UroPatient. Now, sometimes odor could mean a bad infection. So know when it's a hygiene issue versus a medical issue. Don't ignore new or worsening smells. Always check with your doctor's office to see if this is something that needs to be treated. So thanks for joining us today as we tackle the topic that many catheter users face, but few like to talk about, odor control. Remember, you're not alone. Managing odor is not just about comfort, but about confidence and dignity too. From simple hygiene habits to specialized products like that Hollister M9 or the other Bard odor eliminator, there are safe, effective ways to stay in control. If you're unsure what's best for you, talk to your healthcare provider. They may have other tricks that they're using. And as always, keep tuning into UroPatient for real talk, real tips, and real support. Stay empowered, and we'll see you all next week.